Hello everybody and a warm welcome back to OD Simulation Gaming. We're on Euro Truck Simulator 2 here and we're going to be going and doing a quick job. We're going to be taking 10 tons of fireworks from Salamanca over to Madrid in Spain. You'll see in front of you the absolutely iconic European truck that is the Renault Magnum. She's a box-on-box cab setup. You can see there you've almost got two parts to it, a lower half and an upper half. Completely flat floor on this truck. So yeah, let's dive in and have a little look at her. So there she is. We'll just fire up the engine. Iconic steps actually. They're behind the front wheel of the truck. Very unusual for tractor units. Normally those steps to jump in the cab are mounted at the front of the wheel. A lot of drivers have a love-hate relationship with that. So the Renault Magnum was launched around the early 1990s, pretty much the turn of the 1980s into the 1990s. The Magnum won International Truck of the Year in 1991, so it really did hit the market hard, and a lot of operators bought into it very, very quickly. Renault made the decision to pull away from the Magnum product in around 2012-2013, which they ultimately replaced with what we now know as the T high range cabs. So you'll see those on the road today, and you will see very, very few of these Magnums now. There's really are a dying sight now. So let's hop in to the cab and have a quick look round. So you can see the iconic flat floor. This was an absolute revolution when it first hit the markets, and it had such wide appeal with the European operators for those drivers that tramp out and stay in their vehicles for weeks on end. It's a very strange interior. We've got some lockers above the driver's seat here, tachograph unit obviously, massive windows on this, absolutely huge. In fact, if I just hop back out of the truck again, you'll notice that if you were going to climb into this vehicle, you've got to climb up those steps and grab hold of those two silver railings there. You've almost got to climb into the vehicle like you're going up a ladder. It's a really bizarre truck to get into. But let's put some lights on. There we go. We'll just put our hazard lights on, check they're working okay, which they are. That's fantastic. Check the horn. Yep, that's working. Excellent. Right, well, let's get cracking then, and we'll get these fireworks up to Madrid. Now, first things first, this truck is incredibly responsive on my wheel. For reference, I'm using the Logitech G29, and she's excellent. This is so light, it's like driving a feather. Absolutely fantastic. That car will have to wait for us to pull out. Thank you very much, Mr. Car Driver. Much obliged. Hot air balloon there up in the sky. Just check that we're all clear here. Yeah, we are. Lovely. Right, let's rock on up the road. So it's a nice truck to drive initially. That's my initial thought just through those first couple of corners. And we're going to be turning left here. So we'll get over there. Show you a little bit of the outside of the truck. Yeah, looks excellent, must say. Right, green light there. Haven't got to worry about hanging around. Just going to cycle through the infotainment screen on the dash there just to see what we're looking at on there. Not a lot really, not a lot you can look at. We're going to get cruise control locked in at 50 miles per hour. There we go. And yeah, let's have a look at her as she goes up the road there with our fireworks on board. It's a pretty rubbish horn, I've got to say. Not the best. That's us from the roof of the cab. And there's the front wheels there, rocking and rolling. Now, gotta say, visibility from the cab here is excellent. It's a very large windscreen here on the Magnum. If I just get on this motorway here and I'll quickly show you something. When this first came out, this was probably one of the biggest windscreens available on tractor units in the world. There we go. That's how much view the driver would have from the driver's seat. Appreciate this is a left-hand drive vehicle, but you get the idea of just what the driver could get visibility-wise. So that really was an excellent feature of the Renault. I'm just feeling the wheel here. It's so light. It's really quite nice. Doesn't feel like I'm hauling 10 ton behind me, put it that way. So I think that's very good, actually. Excellent response from the truck. Whoops, where's that car? That's a brilliant bit of driving there from the Spanish. Just deciding to change lanes and plough into me. Excellent. Right, turn right here on the way to Valladolid. It's an excellently sunny day here in Spain. 25 degrees. Just look at that scenery down there. Look at that. Stunning. Wow. Lovely river down below us there. Let me just hop out the truck again. See what I mean. Look at that. Gorgeous city in the background there. Salamanca. Incredible. I absolutely adore this game. As you all know, for those of you who have followed my channel for some time now, one of my favourite games to play. Euro Truck Simulator 2. Right, I'm in the wrong lane, so let's hop across. We don't want to be coming off there. Now, another interesting fact that not a lot of people know, but the Renault Magnum, the sort of boxy design that you've already seen earlier on at the start of the video, it wasn't designed by a traditional truck engineer, if you like, if that's what you'd like to call them. It was actually styled by a chap called Marcello Gandini. That's right, Marcello Gandini. He was the same chap who designed some of the Lamborghinis. I think he designed the Countach, and he basically wanted to rip up the rule book when designing this truck, and 100% he achieved that. He prioritised new things about the truck, and he prioritised the space inside, hence the flat floor that I showed you earlier, and aerodynamics went out the window when they designed this. I mean, if I just hop out here and show you, there's nothing aerodynamic about that truck at all, is there? It's a box. You know, the amount of drag being produced by that must be absolutely enormous. It was called the Aquarium, this truck, for a long, long time, if anyone can remember that, because of, as I've already said to you, this massive windshield in front. It's almost like you were looking into a fish tank. And you've got quite a nice high seating position in this truck. It's a fair few steps up into the cab for the driver, and yeah, I think I quite like the seating position in this truck. I really, really do. It's an excellent commanding position for a driver to have. Quite remarkable. And I think when I talk about how this truck feels on steering and how light it is, I probably need to draw reference to the fact that it feels like I'm driving a boat. It's very responsive, very soft, and we mustn't forget that the actual cab of this truck is sitting on just 4 points in each corner, like a square, and it's got 4-point air suspension system, so the ride is really, really smooth on this. I think from memory, the cab had a really horrible sway when it first got released, but I think they sorted that out. But you know, if you take the corner too fast, the cab would take a while to catch up, you know, and sort of sway a bit like a big boat trying to turn. Now I'm just going to look at my map here and make sure we didn't need to come flying off there. I don't think we did, which is excellent, because I thought I was going to miss the exit. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the facts about this truck, this Renault Magnum. It's certainly an interesting truck. I've never driven it on here, so I just felt like I needed to bring you something a bit different, and just talk to you a little bit about the truck and yeah, first impressions and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, if you are wondering, there's a big V8 engine sat underneath the cab here. I think this truck actually ended up being sold over in Australia, so you might remember it over in Australia. Hopefully Fair Dinkum Gaming might be able to let us know in the comments about that. I wonder whether he's seen any of these in his time over in Australia. But yeah, it's a gorgeous truck to drive. Really, really love it. 10 ton of fireworks behind us. Wouldn't have a clue that you're pulling it. Really, really wouldn't have a clue. So I'm just looking out the window here. The game's playing quite nicely. Scenery and graphics are looking excellent. Absolutely lovely as always. Nice coach coming up beside us. Can't wait for those to drop in this game. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I mean, you would have seen me driving my Volvo truck on this game an awful lot before. It's important to remember that at the turn of the century, back in sort of 2000, 2001, Volvo did procure Renault. So don't forget that. So any Volvo that you drive, there's a lot of... any Renault that you drive nowadays, there's a lot of Volvo running gear sat underneath those vehicles. From gearboxes to engines to drive lines and everything else, and that lovely 13-litre engine that Volvo put into the Magnum as well. So yeah, really, really nice. Right, looks like we've got our first peage coming up. Wonder how much this is going to cost. Hopefully it'll just be the start of a toll road. Let's have a little look. Gorgeous sunny day. It's 29 degrees here in the game. Let's just pull up here at the peage. Oh, not quite far enough. There we go, £24. Well done. We've paid up, paid our dues, and we are off and a-rolling. Quickly just show you that flat floor again that I was just talking about. This at the time was absolutely groundbreaking for a flat floor in a lorry. It really truly was. Gave drivers so much room, you know, suddenly they could stand up in their lorries. They were quite amazed with that, believe you me. It changed the way that long distance lorry driving was done in Europe in the early 90s. Right then, let's crack on. Let's enjoy a little bit of Spain here on the game. Never driven up through this part before. We're on our vanilla profile on the game, So we're literally back to basics with everything. Got our ADR placard on there. Has a diagram and placards on. 1.5. It's not quite right actually, to be fair, but it's normally 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 for fireworks, generally speaking. But never mind. Class 1 explosive, obviously. I know plenty about them professionally. But I won't bore you with those minor details. I won't bore you with the fact that I'm a British champion at fireworks. I have lifted that cup with my team. Absolutely fantastic. Huge, huge highlight in my pyrotechnic career. Right then, as we cruise through Spain, let's pop on one of our awesome tracks here at OD Simulation Gaming. Really hope you enjoyed this one. I absolutely love that song. It's wicked. Enjoy playing it on the channel here, and I absolutely love driving to it on ETS2. I've got many playlists that I like to play on my chosen music streaming device. Absolutely love that. Love a long haul drive on this game. It's a game that you can just lose yourself for many hours on, and you know, when this does come to console, the console players are going to absolutely love it, that's for certain. So as we draw to a close here on the delivery, we're just 30 miles away now from the delivery point for these 10 ton of fireworks. Got to say, I've really enjoyed driving the Renault Magnum. It's been an excellent drive, very, very responsive. The suspension is particularly phenomenal. Just quickly show you the steering wheel. It's very Bobby Basic, very 90s here. Lots of black buttons and dials and vents. You know, that traditional kind of typical lorry look to everything, long before the digital world really started to hit lorries. Everything just completely analog in these trucks back in the day. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. In fact, I love the fact, I think the fact that it was nicknamed the Aquarium, you get the idea. You know, there's so much glass in here, you literally could be a fish, you know, looking out of an aquarium, or indeed a human looking into the aquarium. So that's definitely been an interesting one. I do remember my dad actually procuring one of these way back in the 90s. Needless to say, I won't bore you with the full details, but yeah, it went into the paint shop to be sprayed up, and regretfully it caught fire over a weekend, and yeah, it was just a shell was left, and from that moment on he never ever bought another Renault Magnum. So there you go, guys. Interesting one for you there. Right, let's just focus on where we are going. Hang on, we don't want to go there, we want to come off just here. Don't want to mess these corners up. It's always a bit of a Frenchy quirk with the Renaults. It was actually played with a fair few mechanical headaches for those drivers that drove them. The Ladder of Doom, many will remember. I've already shown you that on the video. A lot of drivers hated it. Some drivers liked it, weirdly, but yeah, others absolutely detested it. Used to get covered in muck and grit and stuff from the road, those side steps. And as I've already mentioned, reference the fire, these trucks were absolutely plagued with electrical problems. Dashboard lights would often turn off and on for no real reason, bit sort of ghostly, really, you know, gremlins of the system. Right, let's get this gate open. There we go. The wiring looms were also prone to failing. They used to fray something chronic, so you know that was it, particularly in the doors actually. So the mirrors and the electric windows would often fail or would suddenly stop working, which if you're in the middle of a trip, particularly in a hot country, it's not exactly ideal. Right then, here we are, we're arriving at our destination. I will put this truck through its paces and just try a little reverse. So they want the trailer over there. So let's pull forward here and we'll screw round. I really hope you've enjoyed this slightly different video showcasing the Renault Magnum. Just an idea that I had. I thought it might be interesting because obviously I do work in a world of trucks and trailers, and yes, I've experienced a lot of these trucks in real life, so it's interesting just to have a go on here and see how they respond and how they act, and always happy to pass on some of my my knowledge about these things. Some might find it completely boring, and if you have found it boring, I'm really sorry. But if you found it interesting, you know, please do give the video a like for me. That'd be great. And drop us a comment, obviously. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. Do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you here with us for some more trucking content. So there we go. Not a bad little reverse. Very, very responsive on the steering there, I've got to say. So we'll just put the handbrake on. We'll turn the engine off. We'll just have one final quick look at the truck from the outside. That's those classic rear mounted steps for you. It's a really high driving position, so the driver really was the king of the road. And there's that huge windscreen that you can see straight in to the truck there. And as I say, box on a box, guys. The bottom part of the box and the top part of the box as well. Right, let's get this trailer decoupled, get those fireworks offloaded and into the bay. There's our job report. Look, we didn't do too bad. We've got a 5-star, an excellent result. 239 miles, used 190 litres of fuel, and we've got another 6,361 quid in the bank, guys. So there you have it. That is mission accomplished. We are all done and dusted. All that is left for me to say is thank you ever so much once again for joining me here on OD Simulation Gaming. We will see you very soon on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.